Hey, it's time for our summer version of Coach's Corner with head coach Matilda Mossman, the University of Tulsa women's basketball, and catching up with the coach. And, you know, the good thing about basketball now is you get to coach them a little bit in the summer. So how's it going here in the summer?
Well, it's been really good. You know, the NCAA, previously we were only allowed to do skill-related activities for 2 hours a week. And that would be out of our 8 hours total. This year we're allowed to spend 4 hours on skill-related activities. So especially when you have 5 freshmen on your team, I think that's been real helpful to us this summer in that we've been able to do a lot of individual instruction and also do some more additional team-related things, so we're getting all those guys working together.
And as looking at the roster, obviously Erica Wakefield is a loss, and she graduated. She was a great player for you, but boy, I look down the roster and I go, she's back, she's back, she's back. Yeah. I mean, you have so many players that have played significant time for you that are back. How exciting is that, and how hard are they working?
Well, I think that's huge. The last couple of years, we've been predominantly freshmen and sophomores, and now those sophomores have become juniors, and I think that's huge because that's where most of our scoring has come from over the last couple of years. You know, Crystal Polk, as a senior now, really came on at the end of the season and was scoring more for us and rebounding more. So, you know, we're expecting great things from her as a senior this year. But just the fact that now we're mentioning seniors and juniors as our top players instead of freshmen and sophomores.
And you do have some folks that are newcomers, Maddie Biddle and KK Rodriguez and Kayla Moultrie and Desiree Lewis and Aline Rapkel-Stotish is the young lady from Iceland, and Rapkel-Stotish is an interesting player as well. So take us through some of those young ones.
Well, we're excited about them. The common thread for all 5 of them is they have really high motors. They really are very active. They have great personalities. Those guys have blended really well together. Ella is an interesting story because she came to us from Iceland, you know, put information out about herself, promoted herself. We were able to see video on her, see game footage on her, and then brought her and her mom in for a visit. And she's an outstanding young lady from not just from a basketball standpoint, but just from a maturity standpoint and the things that there's such a different maturity, I think, when you have an international student. And I think the rest of our team has kind of flocked to her because, you know, obviously there's a little bit of an accent there. Her experiences are way different than the other guys on our team. And so it's just fun talking to her and finding out about her culture and finding out the differences between her culture and ours.
And she has some length. She's 6'1", so that gives you you know, a little bit more of an inside presence, hopefully, with her. But this recruiting class, I think, is interesting. Bixby and Texas and St. Louis and Iceland. But I guess that's the way it is now with recruiting, isn't it?
It really is. And you know, you kind of go down the roster. Our other 4 player is Desiree Lewis, and Desiree comes to us from San Antonio. She comes in as an undersized post player, but man, she's really explosive. She has a knack for always being where the ball is. You know, all of a sudden she's going to get an offensive rebound, or a guard penetrates and they kick to somebody underneath the basket, and it's Desiree. And she's just always around the ball. And then Kayla Moultrie from McKinney, Texas. Kayla in high school played positions 1 through 5. And, you know, we anticipated her being a 2-3 player, but one day we were short on numbers because of some injuries. We threw her in there to 4 position, and she dominated. So now she's proven to us that she can play positions 2, 3, and 4. And another just explosive individual with a high motor. And then you mentioned our guards, Maddie Biddle from Bixby, you know, led her team to the state tournament last year, can shoot it from the perimeter. I think her athleticism is a little bit deceiving. She's more athletic maybe than you think. KK Rodriguez from St. Louis, really high motor kid, just is so active and has been spectacular this summer in terms of her getting to the rim and being able to shoot the 3, and you know, just has done really well. But again, the common thread for all 5 of those guys is they have high motors and their ceilings are really, really high.
And it sounds to me like, as you talk about the young talent coming in and all the people you have back, you're kind of excited about your depth and the ability to cobble this team together.
Yeah, you know, we've never had 15 on a roster before, and this because it seemed like last year with different injuries and things, we didn't have options. And so we purposely put 15 on the roster this year to give us more options. And I think we have a nice blend of upperclassmen and younger guys to push those upperclassmen. And yeah, we're really excited about where the season's going to take us.
Well, Coach, have a great rest of the summer, and we'll look forward to seeing the team starting in the fall.
Okay, we'll look forward to it. Thank you.
Catching up with TU women's basketball and head coach Matilda Mossman.